Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, dear colleagues. This is the third meeting in this semester. I'm your course coordinator, Zahid. First of all, I would like to welcome all of you in this meeting. The agenda of the meeting is that I'm going to talk about what we are supposed to do or what needs to be done in week 13, 14, and 15. Here the question is why I'm recording this meeting. There are two reasons. The first one is convenience. Convenience means that whatever time that is convenient for you, you can watch this video. And the second reason is sometime during a meeting, what happens that a teacher misses a point, that he can replay the video and he can take notes or whatever he wants. You're going to do it. These are the two reasons I'm recording this meeting. Let's talk about the agenda of the meeting. The agenda of the meeting today is that I'm going to tell you 7 points, 7 very important points. Let's talk about the agenda. The first one, I'm going to talk about final exam schedule. This is the first agenda in the meeting. Next, I will talk about the ILOs which have been deleted, that in week 13 and 14 ESP. ILOs of week 13 and 14. I'm going to talk in detail. The next thing on our agenda is that I'm going to talk about oral exam mechanism and schedule. I have received the schedule of oral exam. The next thing I'm going to talk about oral exam mark sheet, and I will tell you how to fill out this mark sheet. The next thing is entering marks on SIS. Shafiq has already sent you an email. The grade structure has been created. I will also tell you how to create grade structure. I will tell you step by step what you are supposed to do. And the last thing is assessment samples. In PYP folder, you are supposed to upload 3 samples in each category. Let's talk about these 7 agendas one by one. The first thing is final exam. There are 2 parts of final exam. One is written exam and the second is oral exam. Final online written exam will be conducted on April 20. The day is Tuesday and the time is 1:30 to 3:30. Final exam schedule has already been shared with you, and this schedule has already been posted on Blackboard. You can share this schedule with your students. And now the question is, what kind of questions will be in the final written exam? The first part will be listening. In listening, there will be 2 tracks. The first track will have 5 marks. The second track, 5 marks. Then there is reading question, 8 marks. Vocabulary, 10 marks. Grammar, 12 marks. And ESP component, 10 marks. So in this way, we are going to have 50 marks for the final exam, but the percentage, in overall percentage, that is 30%. The next thing is, which I'm going to talk about, that is the ILOs which have been deleted. You need to complete all the ILOs until week 13. Only ESP ILOs for week 13 and 14 have been deleted. And why these ILOs have been deleted? Because of the change in the exam dates, these ILOs have been deleted. Again, I repeat, if you are teaching technical English or business English, the ILOs of week 13 and 14 have been deleted. So this is the second agenda in our meeting. The third thing I'm going to tell you about oral exam mechanism and schedule. Oral exam will be conducted after a written exam. As I told you in the beginning that there are 2 parts of final exam. The first one is written exam and the second is Oral exam. Oral exam is further divided into two parts. The first one is speaking and the second is presentation. I will explain in detail. Final oral exam will be conducted after written exam. As I told you, the written exam will be conducted on April 20th or 20th April, and the final oral exam will be conducted in these 4 days, that 22, 25, 26, 27. Now, final exam will be conducted from Thursday to Tuesday. So these are the dates when you are supposed to conduct final oral exam. One very important instruction which I want to pass on to you, that it is advised that teachers schedule oral exam during working hours. Like you can schedule oral exam from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. However, if both the examiners and the students agree to change the time together, then they may do. However, we should not receive any complaint from the students regarding this issue, that for example, it should be mutual understanding between the teachers and students. Teachers need to ensure that if they change the oral exam time, all the students agree with the scheduled time. So this is very, very important instruction which you have to keep in your mind while scheduling oral exam. There are two parts of oral exam. The first part is speaking test and the second part is presentation. I show you guidelines for the oral exam. I will also send you final mock oral exam, and I also show you a presentation rubric. Now, gentlemen, if you look at the screen, you can see these are the guidelines and procedures for the oral exam. As I told you, that oral exam has two parts. The first one is speaking and the second is presentation. In the first part, the speaking test will be graded out of 30. The greetings and personal information questions are not part of the test. One or two questions may be asked to make the test taker feel comfortable and set the mood for the interview. The test will consist of 4 sections. The test will be in the form of teacher-student interview on Blackboard. In the first part, in section A, in General English, that is 2 to 3 minutes, 10 marks. Now this section includes questions about the themes like competition, sports, family, and DIY project, technology, student-related questions that have been covered from week 9 to 13. So you are going to ask questions for 2 to 3 minutes. Students will be asked one question from each theme. Refer to the exam PPT for the questions I show you so that you have an idea. I show you the original one. For example, if you look at here, you can see this is competition, family, technology, DIY. So you are going to ask 2 to 3 minutes you have to spend on this part. This is part 1. You can choose any questions, or you can ask one question from DIY, one from technology, one from competition in sports. The second part is a grammar section. In this section is going to have 3 to 4 minutes. You need to answer the question using correct grammar, function, and structure. You need to use complete sentences. Now, in grammar section, the ILOs are present simple, passive, past simple, present perfect, auxiliary verb in question, infinitive of purpose, infinitive to describe a process. The task is answer question related to the target grammar, 1 slide for each student. Like for example, if you look at this one, like why are electric cars used these days? What did you do yesterday? Have you prepared yourself for the speaking test? Tell me how to prepare for the final exam. and then there is one question related to the auxiliary verb, like make a question using these words, like play every day he tennis, like does he play tennis. So that is the second section, that is part B. So it's written here that you are going to choose one slide for one student. So there are almost 20 slides. Next part is that is vocabulary section. In vocabulary section, choose 3 random words from unit 4 to 6 to ask students to use in sentence, 1 comparative and superlative adjective, and 1 word from ESP. Like for example, these 3 words from General English, compete, version, and financial. Simpler is comparative adjective, and recharge is a technical English. The same is the case for the business English teachers. The word will be different. So you can choose one slide from here and you can ask one student. These are also almost 20 slides. And the last part is, in the last part, gentlemen, section D, the students are going to deliver the presentation. The students have already chosen the topics. It has already been decided. I have already sent an email to the teachers. In the last meeting, if you remember, Shafiq has given freedom to the students and they can make their own videos and then they can send it to the class masters. What the class master can do, that on the day of exam, they both, the class master and the co-examiner, they both can watch the video and then they can assign marks to the students according to the rubric. But here I just want to tell you one more thing, that these presentations should not be voiceover. The students should sit and then they can talk about the topic. It should not be voiceover. I have already sent a rubric with you. However, I want to show you the rubric again. Yeah, this is the oral presentation assessment rubric. So you can see here, this time a student failed to present or meet the minimum. This time we have updated this and we have included one category, that is 0. You have to assess students on the basis of this rubric. Now let's talk about this. Student will have one question from each theme. Okay, second section is, I have already told you, that is grammar section. Teacher will ask one question from each grammar. ILOs listed in the provided exam PPT. Vocabulary I have already discussed. The last part is presentation. Instructions for the test. A test session should not be more than 15 to 20 minutes for each student. Class teachers will assess their own section with an additional teacher. Class teacher will share the details for the online platform with co-examiner. Class teacher will inform their students the date, time, online platform. It's almost the same instruction which was given in the midterm exam, in the oral exam. Students should not be forced to turn on their cameras during the test. It's okay if they don't want to turn on. Teachers are requested to share mock test. Okay, here I want to tell you one thing, that I'm going to send you mock test, which you can share with the students. And you have to record each and every student, but 3 test recordings based on high, average, and low performance will be saved and uploaded in the Google Drive. 3 samples. The rest of the information you can read at your own. I will send you this file, these guidelines. And if you have any question, you can ask later. Now I tell you about oral exam mark sheet, that how you can use oral exam mark sheet. I have already written the steps here. You can pause the video, and then you can follow the steps. But I tell you practically how you can use the oral exam mark sheet. Now, gentlemen, this is the mark sheet, final oral exam mark sheet. I'm telling you how to use it. The first thing, what you are supposed to do, because this is view only, you have been given view access only. What you will do, first you will go to file, you will make a copy of the file. Here you will write the section number which you are teaching. For example, I'm teaching section 19. Then you will go to your drive, because if you will click here, then you will not be able to find, because sometime in the drives people have a lot of files. So you can click here, you will go to your drive. For example, I go to Yali folder, and this is a second semester folder. This semester I will select. Now this file will go to my second semester. It will save there. I will click OK. Now, gentlemen, this file has saved in my second semester folder. I will simply close this file. I will go to my drive. For example, here you can see I saved it in final oral exam. You can see here the file is here. Now I'm the owner of this file, and I have also editing access. What I will do, I will open the file, and here you can see the IDs and names. Then with this, I will open PYP gradebook. You can see here PYP gradebook. You can parallel, you can open these two files. One final oral exam sheet and the second is gradebook. Now what you will do, you will copy the names. For example, if you look at here, Control C, and here you will paste it because I have 27 students. Control Shift and then V. Again, I'm repeating Control Shift and V, because if you will click Control V, you might not be able to copy the names and the IDs. Control Shift P you will press and it will copy. Now you can see here the class master is going to do this. Now you can see the names of the students are here. Now this is the class master's file, and this is examiner. Do not write ID and names again, because it takes ID and names automatically. Like for example, the names which have been copied by class master, these names have already been copied for the other examiner, and also these names have been copied here. Now what you are going to do, you will click share. You will write the names and date, whatever, and then you will share this file. For example, Mr. Awad Al Karim is the teacher who is going to, we both are going to test our section 19. I will simply share this file with Mr. Awad Al Karim. I will click and I will send him. In this way, he will have access of this file, and he can edit the file. Now what we are going to do, that I will fill out this sheet and he will fill out this sheet, and then the average will be automatically calculated. Do not enter any information here, it calculates the average automatically. So you will, for example, you will put the marks here. For example, if a student gets 7, 6, in this way you will fill out this. And this is a presentation rubric. If a student, whatever marks he gets in the presentation, you will put it here, and this total marks out of 30. In this way, you as a class master, you can use, and your co-examiner will use this sheet, and the section average will be automatically calculated here. So these are the steps you need to follow. If you look at here, all the steps have been given here. The final step is, now what you will do as a final step is that you will simply take the marks from here and put it in the grade book. This is the way you can use this sheet. The good thing about this file is that you can find speaking exam and presentation. Like after speaking exam, the students are going to have presentation. So you can put I have already told you about the rubric for the presentation. So you can simply write the marks here in this column. So we try our level best to make the procedure as simple as possible. If you have any question about this sheet, how to use this sheet, you can call me, you can send me an email. I will explain in detail. Although I have already explained, the steps I've already written. So if you follow the steps, you will not face any problem at all. However, if you face any problem, you can send me an email. And let's talk about the next agenda. The next agenda is entering marks on SIS. Regarding the grade structure has already been created. Now I tell you how to create a grade structure on SIS. Shafiq has already shared a file with you. You can use that file, or I can tell you now what you are supposed to do. How can you create a grade structure on SIS? First, you will go to sis.rcyci.edu.sa. You will sign in. You will give your username and password. Then you will go to self-services. After that, you will go to my schedule. Then you will come here on class assignment. When you will click on the class assignment, you will see this. And here you will click here, view all. In this way, you can view all. Quizzes have been given 10%, midterm exam 25%, writing portfolio 15, teacher evaluation 10, Q skill online 10%, and final exam 30%. Then you will click here save. Once you save, then you will again scroll up and then you will click here on gradebook. And then you can see here you can enter the marks. And once you enter the marks, you need to save. So this is the way you can create grade structure and enter the marks on SIS. I again repeat, first you will go to sis.rcyci.edu.sa. You will enter your username and password. Then you will go to self-services. Then you will go to your section. Then class assignment, view all, quizzes 10%, midterm 25%, writing portfolio 15%, teacher evaluation 10%, Q skill online 10%, final exam 30%, and then click save. Go to gradebook and enter the marks. So this is the way you can create grade structure and you can enter the marks. Here that is very important instruction which I want to share it with you, and that is that only the class teacher should generate the gradebook and enter all the marks for his respective section. Please make sure that the grade structure for your section is the same as the shared gradebook Google Sheet. In case it is different, please let me know. The next thing is please enter marks for the following categories before the final exam. Final exam, all marks should be entered prior to the final exam so that once the final exam is done, the result could be finalized or should be finalized. That is why you need to enter all the marks by 18th of April. And the last thing I want to talk about that the assessment samples in PYP folder. Now you need to upload 3 samples of written exams and the recordings of the oral exam. You need to upload in PYP folder. I show you how. You will simply go to PYP folder If you go to PYP folder, you can see here assessment samples. In assessment samples, for example, quiz 1, quiz 2, midterm, final, here you can see presentation. There are writing portfolio samples. In each category, you have to put three samples. Like for example, this is look at quiz 1. Now this is, you can see all the sections are there. You have to put 3 samples for quiz 1 in your section. Let's see. Yeah, you can see here the teacher who is teaching section 8. He has uploaded high, low, or average. The same is the case with other categories. For example, quiz 1, quiz 2, midterm, final, writing portfolio, you need to upload 3 samples, and for the presentation, you have to upload 3 recordings. Gentlemen, this is very important point. Please, you must upload 3 samples in each category, because last time we faced some problems because of this. So that is why I repeated in every meeting that you need to upload 3 samples in each category. And that's all for today on my part. If you have any question, you can ask. You can send me an email. Thank you very much for attending the meeting. Thanks. Goodbye.